Welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a new project. It's a financial tool to help you plan kind of medium to long term income streams, retirement accounts, and so on. And lately, we added a stream type to represent a flow of money in or out. We support creating one and reading it and deleting it, but we don't yet support updating. So I thought I'd do an initial version of that first. I was going to move on to something else that's on my mind is a kind of a calendar view to show you what things are active at different years and so on. So, but I also kind of realizing like, wait a minute, that's pretty straightforward. We know we have the information for that. There's graph stuff that can almost directly do it. It's not worth the trouble. So the one insight I did get was yesterday we kind of talked around like month numbers to represent when something starts or stops. And hearing you mention it, Mudshark 666, it's like, year is really the right thing. You want to say this happens in 2027. You don't want to say, let's see, that's month 48 and 49 and 50, So we'll flip that over at some point to a different style, kind of month and year, I think, or year and month. But at any rate, the other thing I wanted to do, let's see, I think we can see it in here. Yeah. We talked a little about and or trees, representing an and node is things you have to do, and or nodes are alternatives. And we're going to try and we'll use some structure that's sort of like that because I want to examine scenarios like, what if I take Social Security in 2032 or 2037 or whatever? And I'd like to be able to do multiple ones of those at the same time. So I'd like to explore that because I think that's a big piece we haven't really looked at is how we can make that work. I'm pretty confident we can, improve our graphs and color them appropriately and do whatever we need to with those. I'm confident we could add assets and liabilities. I'm confident we could add people, but this one is a little fuzzier to me. I'm not sure about the user interface side, if it'll be easy to make it work the way I want. And I'm not sure about just the actual representation. So we'll start there today. Oh no, we'll finish the CRUD thing, the stream editing. So let's see. Turn the preview on here. Slowly. I really should run it once before we start. Now I know I saw an iPad here. So I guess it's startup cost for that. I don't know why it would be worse today than yesterday. Well, while that's trying, I found this article on recursive data with outline group. So recursive data, because we're going to have a tree, an and or tree, and then outline group is the Swift component that deals with that. And then down at the bottom, he talks about you can actually put that in a list and it'll manage it from there. Now, yeah, I've got questions. All right. Well, this is still slow. Okay. So outline group. So he builds a tree and he makes everything hashable. I assume that's required by outline group. And he puts a value in it and then an array of trees. Now, interesting. I'm used to doing this with enums, like indirect enum, and get it for free. But maybe this is what it takes. All right, but anyway, the children are also trees, so it's recursive. Notice the optional here. That's apparently an outline group requirement. I think it may be to tell us if there are no children versus if it's a leaf versus if like an empty folder that's a list with no children. I may be wrong. All right, so he creates one and he just builds up the children array and links them all together in one big categories blob. All right. Now, So we got the recursive structure, feed it to an outline group. All right. So the categories, that's the array we created. Backslash dot value gets us to the key, the value to display, and then children gets you to the children. And we're making a text tree. Given a tree, we're going to make a text out of the tree dot value. Okay, I don't know what the ID value does then exactly. All right, and then we get a tree collection. So it's like a for each. Child parameter is recursive property, yeah. Okay, and so it builds this thing in a hierarchy. That's fine. It's, I don't know, I'm not very fond of centered, but okay. All right, also list can do outline views. Categories, ID value, children. It's basically the same thing with sidebar list style. All right, and that's more like it. Things are nested multiple layers. Okay. It really shines inside a list. Isn't that what we just did? I guess we use outline group inside each section. Okay. We can expand the first structure automatically. Good. Looks gorgeous in sidebar style. Okay, so categories. Each category starts out being a section. Each section. Okay, so the children. Yeah, this is closest to what I want. Remember, I had like baseline, plan, and scenarios or something like that. I would like that to be the organizing mechanism for this. All right, and then that all looks good. All right, so we don't have tree structure yet. Okay, so there's kind of two parts to me. One is I would like to make our structure reflect baseline and so on, in those sections, and these can be in the top level of them, the streams we have now. But if we have an alternative one, well, he's not really showing that. Oh yeah, the genes can expand. So that would correspond to our alternatives. And this is still, oh, that's working. Okay, let's see. So if we do edit, okay, I got to run the real one. I thought edit, it did. It gives us little drag bars. Okay, so one of my questions is, if your outline group is in a tree, can you do the drag bar thing? Okay. And what else? Well, I guess we don't, let's say done here. Oh, he's running live. That's going to take a while again. While this is still running, can I? Oh, I don't have I've got to delete, but I don't have an actual way to get to the item. Okay, well, that's interesting. Now we have a way to do it. Okay, so the workaround is, if you want to change it, just delete it and recreate it. And maybe that's good enough for now. We're still at a early stage in a lot of ways, and I'm not too sure. I guess I could put a little edit button on each one, or say clicking on it edits it, or maybe long press or something. All right, come on. But while that's thinking, I'm gonna add a new. Let's just add a new group. Is it new group? Yeah. And I'm going to call this spike. And my thought is we would make a peer top level view and flip a flag up in our in our app, wherever that got off to. Fiume app. Okay. Um, so right now we have content view, but I can put a flag in and switch to a spike view. Okay, so well, still trying. All right, let's create that. Um, add files. Spike. Okay. Why aren't you asking me? Oh, add files to Fiume. What? Why is he not? New group. Let me delete that. He looks funny. He's white instead of gray like the other ones. New group. New file. Here it goes. Okay. And I'll take a view. Okay. Oh, if I just killed that, I have. Okay. Yeah, I want to move forward. I don't know. I have a little bit of. I mean, I feel like we have a screen that creates a new one. It's almost able to do an editing, but we haven't made that work. So, but you know, I think this one is just the hardest thing at this point. So let's move it up. All right, I should just let go of things. It's hard for me to do that. But I think until we get the whole thing together at a loose level, then it's better to get a brand new area started than it is to expand on an existing thing that we kind of know how to do. All right. So where am I? I'm creating Spike View. I'm trying to run him. Okay. All he's going to do is hello world. Okay, good enough. All right, and then content view. Whoops, app. I'm going to stay var spiking equals true. And then if spiking, do this, else do this. And I wouldn't leave this in long run, but to get us started, I'm okay with it. All right, so here's spike view. Let's put him over here and close these others. All right, and go back to this article. And I'll just grab their definitions. Make classes in here. We have an initializer. Guess I can put that in here. All right, and then we want to do list. Well, outline group. Okay, let's just follow his steps and see what we get. Okay, so body outline group. Oh, there it is. All right, clothing, shoes. Well, I got to say, that looks a lot worse on my system. What's our top? It's clothing and shoes. Well, that's tiny. Jeans. We're going slim. Oh, jeans are the same level as jumpers. Interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty ugly view as they go. All right, so let's add that thing he did at the bottom. Excuse me, I guess we can't do that till it's a list. Okay, let's take the second one. All right, that's the outline group. Now we're going to put it in a list with some styling. Okay. All right, yeah, the styling helps. It's not super performant. It's not horrible, but. And I don't know, maybe I just have the font too low or something. I can stretch it up a little bit, I guess. Okay. All right. Well, that's probably okay. We can, I mean, we can do colors and stuff. So, um, list row background. Hmm. That's what we used before. Oh, it's on those. Okay. The headings get different. I don't know if we can color those headings. But anyway, okay. So that's kind of what we're seeing, except we're in light mode. All right, now used inside a list, use outline groups for sections. Okay, make the top level expanded and give it sidebar style. Okay. Whoops, I don't know. Oh, I had instruments. Is control I the. Nope, reformatter. What's the reformatter? You think it would be an editor issue? Format. Control I. No. That's for my profiling instruments. Okay, it's not control I. Is it command tab? No. What the heck? Control I? Yeah, control I. Okay. Okay. All right, let's run the preview. Okay, that's pretty tolerable. Okay, now. Well, the question I have really is can I put it in editing mode and drag these things around? Because if I can't do that, that's going to make things well, I probably have to do drag and drop and work out who's where and all that stuff. Kind of a pain. Let's steal that code back from content view. Okay, so edit button. Let's see, we had toolbar. We don't even need the group for the spike. button. What else? Oh, we have to go over those methods. Not sure how that's going to work. And that was on the for each of the item. At the end of the for each. Well, what? Did you need the navigator for the edit button? Oh, I don't know. Maybe so. We have navigate. This should be navigation view, I think. But let's put it in. I'm not sure what you would put in here. The move. Well, I mean, I can move the children, I guess, but I don't think that's going to be quite what I want. This is categories. I don't know if this will let me do any level the way I want. Okay, what's the problem? Where's that children? I type tree string. Oh, maybe it's just categories. It's category. Oh, categories is the. Yeah, I'm very skeptical that this will do it. Okay, well, I can do that. Can I just make this free floating? Just for temporary purposes. Okay. Well, there's my edit button. He's trying. Let's run this for real. It's hard for me to tell if it's failing because it's this tree thing or if it's failing because it just isn't going to work. I don't know if this is really going. Do I have more in one window? No. All right, I'm just not sure there. Product, stop. Hmm. Well, somebody else had my question. Changing the data. That kind of would suck. Um. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see what this thing says. Hmm. Well, I guess what I'm trying to do is think through, like, if I did a list, can I keep track of the depth nesting is? And if somebody drags something to a new place, make sure it is indented one from its parent. But how would I know if it was supposed to be a sibling? I guess if the previous one is a header, then it should be nested. If the previous one is not a header, then it's a sibling. Yeah. Never easy. Okay, but what is going on here? It's like this is host. Let me quit the simulator. Try running again. I don't think I've done anything on my computer that would make it slow. Okay, there it goes. Now I don't particularly like that left-hand editing thing. All right, but I want to drag. So edit. Okay, so he lets me drag within a level. That might be acceptable. Boom, 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 boom. Because the way you're building this, the scenarios belong in levels, but I don't know, you'd kind of like them to be in. I'd kind of like to be able to take a scenario and say, oh, I did this stuff in this scenario. Now move that in as a top level thing. But maybe this gets us good enough for now. Here's done. And the other thing is, I don't know if I can. I need to be able to, and I don't know if it's a selection thing we have to turn on somehow, but I need to be able to add to a specific node. So I'd like to give it a plus sign here and do that. So now I think I'm in the zone of trying to figure out what outline group can do. Conforms to table row content. Yeah, maybe so. I'm just glad I'm not a farmer trying to run my John Deere tractor at 3 centimeter perfection. They've been having trouble. All right. Well, that's a bunch of ways to create it. All right, let's look at styling outline group. Now you would think I'm making a section. Let's see. Right, this section header. I guess I can put what I want there, right? Oh, how did we do that before? Um, oh, he's kind of tricky. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to put the button in. Okay, can I do that? Custom items is section headers. Keep everything you need to refer in the same section. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's drag and drop. Do you think we can use that? Plus add. Well, why is that like that? I really don't want the name of the button, especially in capital letters. Okay, livable. And he can do that. Yeah. Hmm. Why is he not doing anything? All right, and let's check the other thing. So this thing I can drag in this range, but I can't go outside my section. That's annoying too. All right, but if I can't make these buttons work, they're blinking, so something's going, but they're not doing it. How are they half triggered? Okay. Um, Build expandable list group. Oops, no more foreground color. Oh, foreground style. Well, that's kind of okay. Interesting. I wouldn't expect that cursor. Yeah. That should be coming. We should either get it. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Well, we can change the list style a little. Sidebar, maybe plain. I don't particularly want a sidebar in our application. Failed to build. Interesting. Failed to build, but now get a red bar. Missing argument. I don't know if I can say plain. Yeah, I'm very puzzled why that just assumes it's got to be a sidebar. Hmm. Well, let's try grouped. I don't know, where was the picture we had? Wasn't that one? I think I may have closed it. Is it because it's on navigation? Let's take that off. That? Okay, yeah. All right. And are you still fighting me? All right. Well, that's showing up at the level I want. Oh, I can rearrange anyway. Interesting. Okay. No? Okay. All right. So now it's a button on a section header. Maybe it's not a section header. Maybe it's just a section. Header with H tag. Button style, borderless button style attached to the button. Or to the stack. Well, we just have one button, so let's put it here. Grr. Now the button doesn't click, but it flickers if I click it over here. So it's like it's trying to do something, but use UI kit for drag and drop. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, I know you can drag and drop on Swift items. So, I mean, I wonder if you just said like you drop it in, it's a sibling, and if we can get that. Now, it's not with, I think, even within a section. Well, I don't have my edit button. Okay, this we said navigation stack before, and the other. Yeah, I'd really rather not do UI kit. Yeah, I just don't want to go back to that. Okay, I can. Well, all right, let's run it. It's hard to know when something doesn't work if it's just a limitation of the preview. Okay, that started in a more expeditious way. All right, so here, yeah, that's fine. All right, so maybe what I can do. No, what's he really saying? The following code, the button responds separately. good. If I change the code, okay. Oh, that's really not the same problem we're having. Okay. Hmm. Button on section header doesn't click. Well, this is okay. Chris Wukong. Okay, this is good. All right, allow me to put the link in the to do. Okay. All right. What am I stuck on? I guess. Where's Excuse me, I lost Spike View. All right. So, let me go back to the run. Where is that? He keeps putting it on the wrong window from my perspective. All right. So what I think I need, I mean this Well, let's see what this creates. Whoa. What? What, did I click my plus here? I guess I did. Oh, was it just not working in the simulator? Okay. Guess that didn't occur to me. Get another clicked. Okay. All right. So what I need is I need a way to add stuff into the section it goes in. And we had a plus in our real one. We had a plus up here that just treated it all as one big list. But if we're going to have separate sections, then that's what we need. Okay. So adding. All right. So this will work, I think. There's probably no difference. Just create a new entry and stick it in the list and be fine. What's not so good? All right. What else? Yeah. So I think with what we demonstrated so far, I could have my sections. Let's see. Like I could have the baseline plan and scenario sections, no problem, and add stuff to them, and then I don't know what edit does in a view like this. I guess I can just delete them. I can't delete the sections, but I can delete their contents. That's actually what I want. Okay. Right. So I think from the perspective of that spike, if I was trying to make this be scenarios, plans, baselines, and have the ability to add new things to them, I think I'd be okay. Okay, so that seems to mean I can get the first level of what I want, but adding alternatives. Well, I think that introduces a new thing. Maybe I should just take this for the win, integrate it in so I have sections in my output. That would be forward motion. And then when you add something, I need to know if you're going to add a stream. Well, in the long run, it's like a stream, an asset, a person. Um, but I should also add alternatives. And then if you click on that, now I need to be able to add, I need a plus sign on these individual ones that have disclosure groups. Or I could stand the idea of selection. Well, yeah, but again, like, am I in control of the items? I guess I am. Okay, yeah, because I do have the text here. Oh, I guess I could know. I could look and say, am I? Well, this isn't the one I was looking at. Right. In in here, this is the header. This is the child. But if the child has children, I can detect that and then put the button in or not. Okay. Um, yeah. All right. So I'm good with the spike, kind of how far we got it. I think it will let me create alternatives, but I'm definitely going to have the idea of right now you just say plus and you get another entry, another stream. But like even if we added people or assets or liabilities, we would have to distinguish those, right? Because they're there. Yeah. So okay, one last question I have is can I show selection in a list? I'm not sure we have that out of the box. Only in editing mode. Yeah. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay. But does that matter? Well, I guess if I had selection, I could select, I could probably add right clicks and stuff like that. I suspect I could make this active, you know. All right. And can I edit this when it's boom? Okay. That's weird. We'll have to see. Maybe we turn that off. Yeah, I don't know. I think I can show it all the time. Okay. So I think the next trick, well, let me push this with the spike. Export outline group in lists. All right, now I still have questions. This is array of string. That's tree. Well, that's a little different. Do these have to be structs, I guess? Can I be classes? What's the deal there? Why do I keep losing spike view? Okay, so let me make this a class. What's going to break? Everything. Okay, what if I made it an enum? So what I'm saying is you're either well, an enum would be case value. Value's interesting. And then case children. Is that going to work? Case level can only appear. Case Case killed children of tree. Okay. Maybe we're going down a big rat hole here. So what they're saying is it has value no matter what. And I don't think you got to do that with enums. You got to put them in yourself. And I don't know if I can. Okay, so this should be a. Well, let's make it tree. Okay, so this is a tree with clothing and. Am I doing this right? And this is a leaf. Another leaf. Yeah, making progress, it looks like. Too many cases here. All right, and then this is a tree. This is a tree. Yeah, now this part's going to get screwy. Cannot convert tree of string to binding argument to binding of C. Generic C cannot be inferred. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. What's the lower level thing? Init requires binding subject record form to. Text is tree. Oh, this just makes me. Cannot convert tree of string to expected type binding of C. I don't think anybody is. Yeah, nothing's using init. So categories, I guess this is something on an outline group. Oh no, it's on the for each. Cannot convert tree of string to expected binding of C. So why could it convert a struct to a binding, but tree. All right, I should be doing this first. Outline group with enum. Oh, that's not a good sign. Right, that's all fine. Yeah, well, that's going to make a difference. Okay. Right, so we're doing this case. Well, we've got an indirect in front of the enum. We can give it a function if that's what it needs, or at least an accessor. All right, can I convert tree to binding? Well, let's see what for each says. Data content. So I guess it's trying to do that. Content escaping data dot element. I thought I had to jump into the code. Tree in text of tree dot value. Binding of subject conforms to string protocol. Now, does that make sense? Before it was value of string. All right, let's see what's string protocol. I don't know if the hashable matters. The value of the problem, you never need to get user value. Yeah, somehow we have to get a value out, but maybe that's this section dot value. Section is probably a tree string. I don't know. Let's give it a value method. Var value of string and switch self case if let value return value case dot tree let value and ignore. Is that, well, we got rid of that? No, we didn't. Requires conform to string protocol. Binding of subject. Id dot value. I don't know. I knew we need to raw value to get the actual value. Yeah, I mean, this should get section dot value should be legit, I would think. Who's in it? Yeah, is this for each categories? Id self. Oh. Yeah, fair enough. Let's make it tree of string. I don't know the hashable thing's gonna work. Cannot convert value as string. I think that's obsolete. Okay, that took care of that. No, it didn't. Init requires binding of subject conform to string protocol. Okay, let's ask a different question. Swift. No, that's not on the right order. But, well, wait a minute. We're iterating categories. Okay, wait. Something's messed up. Type any has no member leaf. Tree of string. Now, some of these errors should go away. What's the matter? Tree does not conform to hashable. Well, I don't know if it needs to. Probably needs identifiable. Okay. Cannot convert value of tree of string to expected type binding of C. Well, id.self is probably not accurate. Let's try value. I can never tell if it's thinking it through and initializer init requires binding of subject conform to string protocol. I mean, if section is a tree, We'll make sure that's true. I guess if he doesn't know for each, he can't really judge what section is. Okay, that part's not right. Oh man, you make it to raw user value to get the actual value. Yeah, but that I don't think that should apply. This one, I don't know if he just doesn't realize that sections are trees and trees have a value. Section.children. Let's add a children on here. Is that going to help? Well, let's stop running. That might be screwing something up too. Okay, those went gray. Here we go. Key path cannot be converted to right. That needs to be optional. Oh, interesting. Well, all the complaints are gone. See if that does anything. It looks like it's working. I don't know if... Yeah. Okay, well, I feel better about that. Ugh. Took a while to get there. Okay, so I think, well, what this tells me is I can make the kind of enum tree I need. Like this would actually be stream, okay, and then we can add person and we can add asset or liability pool in my water metaphor, and we've got the children, and they may be alternatives or something instead. Yeah, it's a set of alternatives. Yeah, I think we can do it. Okay, so let's commit this. Make Spike work with enum. I'm really glad that can. I hope that works with the observability stuff too, because otherwise we're one level off. All right. And close this. All right. And let's put content, no, app. Let's put spiking equals false for now. And in the long run, I would probably remove this. But for us in kind of our development stages here, I think Mike Hill talks about maker app is sort of like saying, as a developer, you have needs for things in the app that the normal user doesn't. And if you can provide flags or a separate build or something so that you have access to these things, then you speed up your development. Now, the spike is not probably the best example of that, but you could imagine that maybe we want extra information when we're looking at our graph or something, and we don't want to give that to users, but we'd like to know it. Like I could imagine we get this, we can tell the sum for a given point because of where it is, but I could imagine hovering over it and it says, IRA 450,000, car debt 40,000. I don't know what a car costs these days. But that it lists out all those individual things and we can see what they are at that point. I don't think we'll have to do that right now, but we might have things like that we want to do. Okay, so let's go back to content view. Now, what this is doing, well, I'm saying we need to change the way plan works. And right now, plan is a list of streams. Well, I guess I got to find out, does observable work with enums? It may not need to if they're kind of like structs. That's not, we want observable. To a custom type and conforms it to the observable protocol. I kind of don't think it's going to work. All right, so we're all we've done is turn off the spike flag. So I think I can make this go. All right, so what this means is, okay, I guess I don't know. Can I add things to an enum? I added vars. Can I add functions? I think I can. See if it builds. And what I don't know, well, maybe this is a time to build things in parallel, because every test out there uses plan and builds plans and all that stuff. And here we are saying plans are going to change. Okay, so let's make an enum. Plan. Well, I'm going to be boring. Okay, and it's indirect. Enum plan 2. Okay, and the things we have now. Well, wait, let's see. What am I going to do? I guess if I can find a way to shuffle this over to the indirect one, to the plan 2. Right. So right now, I get confused. All right. So this. Okay, we made this enum, and it holds a leaf, which is a string, or it holds a bunch of stuff. So it can only hold one thing. So if we had a list of streams, uh, okay, get plan over here. So, I mean, one case is stream, and he's got a stream. Okay, another case is I guess it's like a it's not so much it's a list, but it is a list. Um if this well, if I had tree, okay, it would be string and a list of optional plan twos. Right, because the optional thing we have to do. Yeah, well, these are not alternatives. That's the weird part. So the way it is now, you have a list, and everything in the list is mandatory. I think of it as like there's product types that are like records. In a record, you have to have all the fields, and then there's some types that are like SUM, like unions or enums, and you have choices. And we want we want a list of the current state of things. Everything should be in the list of entries. And I don't know, conjunction gets there's conjunction and disjunction. Conjunction is and disjunction is or. Um, well, that's my best words at this point. Except, I don't know, can I say and here? No, it's a reserved word. I can do these, but that gets hard to read. What's another word for and? All right, let's go to the thesaurus. Of course, mathematicians probably have a bunch of these. Well, I'll start with conjunction. I'll try. Right, to us, a union is the opposite of a conjunction. Partnership. They've made this worse. I don't know if I can get to. Here's affiliation. Right. Coalition existence. Conflux. Yeah, that'd make it great. Union. I can't say record. Well, let's do this for now because it's like an and or tree. So let's make these explicit. Well, next would be or, but I'm not going to put it because we don't have any ors yet. Maybe required. Required. I don't know. And is really going to bring out the and or tree thing. Okay, but this captures, I think, what we're saying. So you either have a stream or you have a list of streams. And the listed thing has a category, has a name, which I don't know if it really does. But the thing is, at the top level, you don't care. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. Um, right. So at this point, like, how could I represent streams in a plan two is really the required list. Now, and then what else is funny is our spike, like the let's see the section stuff, right? So categories, they they treated this first level as sections. So um, that would be like um, our top level lists. Yeah, so that should have a name. Okay. Yeah, I think depending how it gets set up, that's okay. Now, can I represent plan as a plan two, right? And so I think I don't know if that helps. So this is the parallel part. I'm putting a new implementation. I guess I'll put the new one second. Um, in place right next to the old one. We'll get everything moved over, and then once our system can use the old one, we'll put the new one in place physically, and then we'll make sure everybody that updates it updates both, and then we'll try and switch whoever reads it to read the new one instead of the old one. But they're both in sync. And then once we know that all the reading places are done, we're done. And there's not much reading here. There's only this. Okay, so if I made plan one of these, then I also need a um, I don't know what's called though. Um, plan contents, I guess, equals required. Um, I don't think this matters. Oh, you want plan two there. Right. This plan two dot required and an empty list. Okay, so I don't yet know what we're doing with this, so I'm just leaving it out because I think the way this treats it, it doesn't know there's a string. So right now this is irrelevant. Okay. And adding a stream we append, well, we're also going to make plan um hmm. Well, we're going to do plan contents dot let's say there's add of stream. Okay, now plan contents isn't defined, has no member, sorry, add is not defined. So let's define it. Um, plan function add, give me a stream. All right, and now, well, that's doing nothing. Okay, so I think at this point, like all our tests should run because we're not doing anything with this. We're just creating it and pretending to call it with an add. But just to keep the steps small and comprehensible, I guess. Okay, and now So we haven't busted plan. That's good. Let's make add work. We just want to add that stream to whatever this is. All right, so everything is always switch self. Let's just fall through for now. Case required. Let name and let plan. Okay. We don't need the braces. Fall through from a case that doesn't bind variable name. Yes, no kidding. Okay. Well, let's put this. Will that shut it up? Or get me a new warning? Without a following case. Oh, I don't want fall through. I want break. Okay. Yeah, I think, well, I think what will happen is this, the true plan object, the high level object we want, I think he's going to have he's going to have an array of plans, or maybe he is an array of plans, but he's going to have the baseline and he's going to have the plan and the speculation, those three sections. That's right now, that's one thing. We don't even have sections yet, so that's why that's not used. But I think in the end there'll be an array at least that holds these things, or maybe a plan too, that holds the overall plan. And then at that point we'll have it switched. Okay, so at this point we're still doing nothing. So I think I'm going to leave the stream case because theoretically the only person using this is this, and I'm just required to mention it because it's there. But this, now can I change these? I almost think you want to generate a new one. I don't think enums have mutating functions. Okay, let's make sure that's true. Enum mutating. We can create a mutating function that sets the implicit self to a different case. Mutating function, case off, self equals that. Okay, yeah, that's what we want. Okay, so this is a mutating function. I don't think I've ever done this in Swift or anywhere. So what we would do is say plan.append stream and self equals required of name and plan. Cannot convert value stream to expected argument type plan too. This should be the array. Right. This is dot stream of stream. Plan is immutable. Okay, so now we've put the stream in as a stream, so we got that little kind of recursion going. All right, so now this should not blow up. We're calling it, but we're not doing anything with the results. And hopefully we're not breaking anything along the way. All right. Well, we're due for a break, so let's take a break. But when we come back, we're going to start seeing if we can make up here where it accesses streams, we're going to try and use our plan contents instead and see what happens. All right, so back in 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll see if we can plug this thing in. All right, welcome back. Okay, so we ran the tests, but I think let's run the app too. I want to make sure that the adding works with it. So the plus thing. All right, so if I do plus, I get a stream. I should be able to edit this. Salary 100 to, and I'll leave it undefined. Okay, so that's still there. Big and annoying fly here. Fortunately, I opened my door and he came in. All right, and I'll just add another one just to be another 200, 1, 10, 20, whatever. Okay, create that. Okay, so yeah, I changed that to a question mark at the, I think just after we closed off yesterday. But like I said, we're gonna change that completely, so won't worry about it. But this is fine. Yeah, it makes a lot of difference if you save, what's this, 8 years, 9 years, you got $15,000 if you save $300 a month, something like that. Okay, so that's fine. All right, he's very distracting. Okay, so now the access of this is down here, streams. So what we're doing is we're taking all the streams at this month and summing their amounts. Okay, so item, well, I think we really want to say, if we could ask the streams to do their own work, right? We would say, hey, streams, will you provide me a net method for this, given this month, what's your total? And really we're just getting amount. No, I think we're after the whole thing. Now this, okay, he gets streams items. He gets all the items from the stream. I mean, we could ask for items. But I think the better way to go is replace this whole amount. Okay, so let's try and give this function net for a given month. produces dollars. Okay, so he's getting dollars, he adds up dollars, and then running total should be dollars. Okay. Right. And so the deal, well, I'll take this block, but it's not going to be the right mechanism. Okay. So the deal is we're going to go through. If you want to find out how much a plan is, well, you're going to switch. You do a lot of switching with enums. All right. Case stream. Well, the total amount for a stream is dot stream of let. I think I can do it like that. If you have a stream, well, it's just stream.amount month. Okay, so we're taking this part. Okay. And then the other case is if you have a bunch of required stuff. We don't care about the name, but we need the plan. I don't know. Plan is not really. Let's say contents. Okay. Now you have a bunch of streams, and you want to do this reduce thing really. Right. So, all right, our contents is empty, potentially empty. So, well, if contents is nil, return $0. Okay, so if we somehow had an empty list of streams, then we would want to return 0. Otherwise, well, no, I should say, gosh, I haven't done these for a while. So let's do if let contents equal contents, then we'll do something. Somehow this comes at the end. Else. Well, I don't even need the else because it's going to be return. But okay, so if the contents has contents, now we're back to reduce. So let's do contents.reduce $0, so it starts at 0. Result item in, and then we're going to say result plus item dot net for this month. Okay, I think that's what's going to do it. And then we'll return, well, we're just going to return that. Okay, so let's see if this hangs together. All right. what's the net for a plan? Well, if the plan is a stream, then it's whatever the stream contributes for that month. If it's a list of plans, then we're going to go through the list, sum up the net for every item in the list. Wait, this is, oh, item. Yeah, every item in the list will get its sum and add it in. So even if a required contains a required containing the streams, we'd go into the inner required and say, give me your sum, and he'd end up going out to his streams. So I think this does it. And then this, I think the other way to do this, isn't it guard let contents equal contents else return $0. And then this can go away. Okay, I think that's more expressive. If the contents is nil, we return $0. Otherwise, we go through the list. If the list is empty, we get $0. Otherwise, we get whatever we've added so far plus the next one. All right. So, okay, again, this should not break anything because nobody's looking at the answer for this question. But we're going to substitute in a moment here. Okay, so now's the big flip over. Okay, instead of that let net, I'm going to say let net equal and it's plan contents dot net for month. Okay, so we have all our parallel structure in place to work from the enum, but now we're actually calling it at the one place that was previously calling streams. And those streams is not used elsewhere. So this is the big deal. So if this works, we're looking good. Okay, let me commit because I think I probably should have before. Switch plan to hold an enum rather than array of stream. Okay. Yeah, that calculation we just did with the dollars and all that stuff, that was the net on the enum. Okay, so at this point, we're calling that. All right, so, and that all seems to work. Let's go to the real thing again. Yeah, recursive. And that's the way, like these indirect tree thing. I mean, it's an and or tree. So we're giving it the tree capability, but we're not really using it yet because we don't have a way to create multiple levels. We just have the top level. Okay, but we'll put this thing in here. Salary 300, 320, create. Okay. Does that seem reasonable? Not to me. Is that wrong? Oh, months 3 through 20. Oh, okay. So this first line. Well, I'm not sure I buy it. The first line, I think, is just jumping up at month 3 to where we start adding. But I would have thought we would accumulate. All right, but I have a way to find out. All right, let's let net2 equal that we're going to ignore and uncomment these. So we're going back to our old approach. I did salary 300 months 3 through 20. if I hit run. There we go. Okay, that, I guess that's just sort of a default no item thing. Okay, so salary 300, 3 through 20. Interesting. Okay, it is right. So this is 20. So months 3 through 20, we accumulated more and more each month, and then we stopped getting our salary, and so our plan is level now because we haven't spent anything. Okay. So this is good. That is net. Okay. And then this goes away. That's the only use of streams. And then this goes away. And now test should run. Ah. Oh, we got a bunch. Okay, stream view. Where were we? Plan. Okay, so let's undo. Okay, so now we need to make sure these things are happy with that. All right. Well, okay, there's streams. There's streams. I don't think. Yeah, create a new list using the tree scheme. Yeah, we could do that, right? Um, all right, and this, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this is the new. Well, this is the one we're going to duplicate. I don't know about the toolbar thing. Right now we have two toolbars. Let's, well, preview. Can I preview? Extraneous. Yeah, that probably would have been a better way to do it. let's do that. Okay, but we got the same, and I think if I add, I'm probably adding to both. Newbie. Oh, I can't do it in. I think I'm not able to do this in this mode. Okay. Let me undo. Do I have one? Yes. Okay. Let's take this, that. And we'll extract a subview. Oh, are you annoying? All right. This is list view, stream list view. And he needs a plan, which is bindable. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, and then is presenting sheet. Okay, and now I want to do that twice. Right, I get two sets of buttons, but I think they create the same. Salary. 39.99. Yeah, they create the same thing now. All right, so now let's duplicate this. Let's make this one, I'll make this one original. And then we'll display original last. Okay. So we have two versions, and we can modify that second one. So the plan.streams. Well, I guess we want to do what our spike did, right? So for each, that was the variable ID was value, and that was a defined thing to get the name. Okay, so no, stream view. Nope, content view. Okay, so we want plan dot we'll call it plan contents, I think. I don't know, the reversed maybe. Is not a tree thing. Okay, we'll deal with that. I guess if I had them in the order they came for at first, that's not a big deal. Okay. Plan to conform to random access collection. Well, maybe that's because we haven't said the ID is /.name. Okay, and then the name. Okay, is that? Did I really leave off that? Plan.contents, ID name. ID/value. So what's the difference here? This is enum in public indirectory enum. String doesn't really mean anything here. It's this. Categories. For each category. Okay, so categories is array of tree string. Okay. Right. Ugh. So categories, I think we need. Well, we need the analog of this, which is an array of our enum. Okay. But does plan have that? Plan contents. I don't know if I should put the array in plan. It feels funny. But over here, I need the. I guess I'm going to have plan answer the question, what's your contents, right? So plan var contents is array of plan2 return array with just plain contents in it. I don't know if that's going to hold. Contents. No, it's not. Well, there's that again. I don't know what we did to fix that the first time. Maybe I had stuff that was accessing monthly amount. What's $0? Cannot convert plan type to binding of C. He's not a binding, really. Less than a binary integer requires int binding subject. Well, I mean, this monthly amount we don't have on plan. I don't see it here either. Oh, because that's getting into the actual streams. Okay. No. Okay, plan.contents. I'm not sure the problem there. I don't know what $0 is. Let's say item in. Well, this isn't working, so he doesn't know how to make that work. Compare this bike. Okay. List for each categories id.value, which is name for us. Stream. Well, okay. His problem is this is probably a plan. Let's say plan in text of name. While you're up there. Okay. And this, I'm going to comment out. Anonymous closure argument. Oh, yeah. Okay. And now, all right, let's see if that displays it. I won't do any moving or deleting because I don't think this stuff's correct. All right, run. I think the problem is this thing is a plan and we don't know that we can call stream view on it yet because stream view isn't, it only wants streams. But really, I think if we define, well, we have plan 2 as an enum, and so we should have a view that takes an enum. And if it's a stream, it does the stream view. And if it's a something else, it does the something else. Okay, are we running? There's our top level thing, which is probably correct. Although I expected to see it as the header, but we've got differences in the styling. Let's see if we can resolve those. List style grouped. Value of some view has no member one move. I don't know if he retains the style. Okay, let's try this. I'd like to see that printed as uppercase, separate block kind of thing with the question marks. It's not quite there. All right, let's try adding. I don't know if I bumped something, but I did that twice apparently. Sarah, okay. Okay, it worked there, but not here. It's only printing the top level name. It doesn't know how to go below. Okay. Now, what's different? Oh, well, maybe we can get by with this categories.move. Plan.contents. Move, okay. And then, oops. Contents is a get only property. Is that? I don't think that has to be true. Because contents is on this. All right, let's try equals. Except I think I can't do it like that. This is one of those things that drives me nuts in Swift. I've defined this variable. It'd be nice to use it now, but I can't. So I can do it in init. And okay. Defer. I don't know if I have to make this thing question mark. Bang. Okay. Now, are you still mutating? No. Okay. All right. So we're going to get rid of that. All right. So for each. Oh, I don't do a section header. No wonder. Okay. I'm just going to, well, I'm going to take this much. Take the section header. Header hstack is plan.name. Okay. Style. And then this goes away. One more. Cannot find section. What did I call section? Wait, what's section? Oh, categories. I call it plan. Is it not? Spikehead list bar list. Oops, you're right. I'm going to leave that part off. Is that still a complaint? Grayed out. For each requires plan to conform to. Plan to ban. It's the question mark it doesn't like. I think I will say it that way. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some teasing apart once we get this thing together. Wrapped value plan to unwrap. I don't know if it's this plan.name. What type is plan? Come on, thing. We got more complaints. I don't know why they're in gray. Cannot convert children. The style should move out one level and be combined. You talk about foreground style or list style? Oh. Maybe that's already redundant. I don't think it's going to solve anything. But I've got they get so nested. Okay, plan in. It's really not convenient that it loses its mind here. Plan.contents is array of plan 2. I don't think you should need an optional thing there. Oh, I can make this more easily. Okay, let's make this plan 2 empty. And then I can say contents whoop, append plan contents. Okay. Then there's no question about optional. And so something comes out somewhere. Plan 2 question mark. Why is it a question mark? Plan 2.contents is let me rebuild. Cannot convert value of type array of plan 2 to expected type binding of C. Generic C cannot be defined. Now, how is that different than this? Okay. Is children below 49 interfering? I think I added it to plan. No, no, I did not. You're right. Okay. Let's see what we did up here. Okay. It could be back messing it up backwards. Okay. I think this is sort of a question about the content, so I'll leave it up near the top. Children of Plan 2. If it's a stream, I don't need that. Turn empty. Otherwise, it's a required. Let children return children. Okay. Connect, convert value of type any. Initially requires it conforms to string protocol. Well, this is probably tree.name. All right, what's your type? Come on. I don't know why these aren't red if they're actually still wrong. I thought it made them gray while it was thinking we fixed them. Okay, cannot convert value of plan 2 to expected type V. So it required binding of subject. Well, this is that it can't happen? No, it can happen. Okay. Whoops. Oh, no, that's okay. All right. Well, we're out of time. There's value on line 50. Should that be name? Yeah. Should match up here. Okay. We'll run, even though we're a little late. A little over. We should get a better style once we get an item in there. I don't know why that's doing that. It consistently. I thought I might have bumped something the first time, but salary. Do. Okay. Yeah, that is formatted this way. We don't have the children, but I think I've commented out the line that would give it. So maybe. We'll have to compare. But yeah, we can do that tomorrow. There could be a collision between the views. Yeah, I mean that could be. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, same flag. Yep, yep. Probably should own its own presenting. Okay, yeah, let's make a note of that. Alternatives. We can get very far on that. Well, so we want to give each view its own sheet flag. Okay, and then check what's well. We need to make stream view work for plan 2. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right that flag is probably getting messed up between the two of them. But I think what we'll have to do. Well, no, it's content view. The stream view I took out up here. Right. So somehow that has to go back. Okay. Now I don't know why text of tree.name did not show the children in that, but maybe the flag is interfering with that. I don't know. All right. Thanks for joining today. We'll pick up tomorrow, same time, 2 to 4:30 Eastern or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC, and we'll continue the process to try and get the single level plan showing. I don't care if it has the bad quote bad header, because we're going to change that into something we care about. Once we have those, I think we can get this, make this the master view and drop the old view. And then we can work on the tree stuff, the alternative stuff. All right. But I mean, this is kind of a big shift of data type. So I'm glad we made it through there. Using that parallel change thing is a good thing. It's nice when you have something working, you can keep it working and flip it back just briefly and see. That was good. All right. Well, take care. Catch you again sometime. Bye-bye.